Hey, we're back. Part 2 of the second episode of Let's Talk Lore. Chris, take it away. I think we're going to talk Doomhand.
So, Spencer sent me a message asking for some topics. Gave him some pretty vague topics, and one was Doomhand's backstory, his lore. And so, the question, is there a little bit of Spencer and Doomhand?
Is there a little bit of Spencer and Doomhand? There sure is, Chris. Well, I would say, like, my interests.
Well, is there like a part of your personality that you see in Doomhand, or like part of his backstory, or part of like something of him that you based off of you?
Very interesting. Very difficult.
I know some other friends too. My player characters have like some of my personality in them, no matter how ridiculous I make them.
Oh yeah,
I'm curious, like what parts of Doomhand are Spencer?
So I always loved the satanic hero. So Doomhand's story is essentially the story of Paris and the Golden Apple, and choosing between Aphrodite, Hera, and Athena, and the mythology of, I don't know where that's from, the Homer, I guess, where she chooses the apple, and then the Battle of Troy happens. This one was, well, let's just do the whole thing over, but this time it'll be evil mistresses come down and have to choose. So I had to do the Bane backstory of creating the apple and giving it to the god of murder to pick the three mistresses who were amazing to just choose from the evil gods. I at that point in time when we first started, I had no idea that like the Dungeons and Dragons had like a whole plethora of different gods to choose from. That was amazing to read from, and I still don't know all of them. But we took Shar, Talona, I think her name is, the goddess of poison, and then Leviathard, who's the goddess or mistress of torture. So those are the three: Lady of the Night, mistress of torture, and the goddess of poison. So those are the three people that Doomhand had to choose to give the apple to. So like that was, I love Greek mythology. That's where I knew the basis was coming from. But you know, he gives the apple. The goddesses, one of them's happy. Bane, Baal, and Leviathard disappear because he chooses the goddess of torture, because she would go there and she threatened him and said that they would torture his family. But the other two goddesses were angry at Doomhand for not choosing her, or them rather, and so they killed his mother and daughter, and then cursed him, so he becomes this almost immortal, repeating, always dying skeleton zombie wizard. And but it's hard to not necessarily sympathize. It's hard not to sympathize with him when you're in my seat, because I'm like, wow, that sucks. I kind of wish that hope he does get his revenge. Do I feel that I myself am Doomhand? Absolutely. Nothing terrible has happened to me like that, but
yeah,
absolutely. You know what? He gets to have. He's like, it's 100% like me in the sense that I want to play a wizard, I want to play a fighter, and I want to play a barbarian. And because he gets to make those three different alternate, when he dies, he comes back at the other creatures. He's got this never-ending curse where his wizard, when he dies as a wizard, he comes back as a zombie version, like a dumb, brute, barbaric zombie version of himself. And when the zombie dies, he comes back as that fast, just kill everything skeleton. And then when the skeleton dies, he rebirths back into his wizard form. So I love that because I get to play them all. But I just like the development of that mythology. Can I make a mythological character in this story that everyone's going to talk about? No, probably, maybe, but I'm going to have damn fun doing it and playing like the characters that I want to play with, like a cool backstory. Absolutely. I mean, how cool of a backstory is that?
Yeah.
Maybe I think it's cool.
I think it's cool. When you finally like learn the whole story of Doomhand when Artemisia was burning to the ground, I was like, I came out of there feeling bad for the guy. I was like, we have to help Doomhand.
Yeah. So a lot of the story is going to slowly turn into like, do we help this guy, especially this next section, which I'm not going to give anything away to you, but it's time, Chris, for another goddess to show up.
Well, I was going to say, when you're talking about the goddesses, we saw Shar.
Yes.
That's the only one we've seen so far. I'm been waiting to see the others.
Yes.
And I'm sure that one will come up soon.
So one question is, when we were in Centaura, I had pretty much everyone in the Shadowhide realm. Act 3 of our adventure, I had the majority of the desert people really worshipped Shar, the Lady of the Night, and so I had her avatar show up. You did a good job, though.
I hit on her until she smacked me off her shoulder.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, I would say it's the whole world that we're building. At first, it all had me written all over it. It was like I had just finished watching Game of Thrones for the 18th time, and I just loved the whole idea of zombie apocalypses, but like, don't want that to be the center of attention. So in the story, Doomhand has the ability to bring life back after death, and he brings it in the form of zombies. His whole thing is, after the goddesses killed his wife and made the wife eat the daughter, which is what happened. His whole move here, he doesn't really care that much about the characters. He sees the skulls as a potential to travel the realities and alternate timelines of our existence, and spread his zombie plague. That's how he views it. But his whole idea is gods are only as powerful as they are believed in. Or I guess that's did I say that right? So if there's 20 people, if there's 10,000 people that believe in one god, and there's 5 people who believe in the other god, well, that one god seems really damn powerful. But if everyone there, all 10,000 people no longer believe in that god, and that god sort of just disappears and dies from the record books and everything. No one, So his whole idea is spread the zombie plague, kill all the gods. That's his playbook.
They can't be gods if they have no followers,
right? No
believers.
But with a little Spencer in me, in the character, and this is where it is something going to happen that changes his... Is he going to have a hard time when it comes to the innocent? Let's just say we're in this crystal town that we know there's only one survivor from, that we know of, because Doomhand had already killed it.
Yeah,
he had already come through and slaughtered, or that's what that you guys were told, slaughtered everyone, or led to the demise. But now you guys are going back in time using the Time Dragon's portal, and you guys are going to be going back in time to an era where that may or may not happen in the near future, so on and so forth. Is he going to have a hard time killing the women and children? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he going to have a hard time doing what the gods did to him, to the innocent, just to kill the belief in the gods? I think he might. Well,
I think he's going to go through an arc there.
Yeah.
He's going to have his rage, he's going to have his remorse, and then it depends on how long really it's going to take him to really get numb to it and really just want to fulfill his goal.
Yeah.
Or does he have a change of heart at the end? What causes those changes? What events in the story, in his life, in history, cause those changes?
Yeah.
For him, we know the first one of all of it happening to give him like rage and want to kill all the gods, but what shifts him out of that state? what happens, what event.
Yeah.
Or-
What can happen?
Yeah.
These skulls are broken up pieces of the main skull. So it's as if
of this skull.
yes, of that skull. And it's as if Paris, or let's say Hermes, zoomed down in and took the golden apple that Zeus made and broke it into 6 pieces and threw it throughout the land. Each one of your skulls represents a little piece of that. So that's where that's from. When they get all put back together, if they get put back together, obviously there's going to be some sort of crazy thing that happens. Is that going to be the thing that determines the end of the campaign? Probably not.
No, when we're still playing this exact same story for 20-some years.
Well, listen, short answer to your question. Great question. Is there a little bit of Doomhand in me?
A little bit of you and Doomhand.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's 0 Doomhand in you.
Probably. And when we reach that arc, and there will be a point in time where it gets a little too sinister, I think that's where I'm going to show up a little bit. It's going to be very interesting to find out, because you got to remember that there's certain moralities in each one of those characters too.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling like the zombie's going to be a little bit more of a sweetheart.
Oh, yeah, they have to be. I mean, Skeletal is not going to be nice.
No, he doesn't care at all.
No.
I actually upgraded the backstories a little bit on Instagram. So if you go in there and you scroll through it and click on the 3 different Doomhands that there are, it just shows you that like the wizard is sort of like the main guy. He's like he is the human element, but he's so angry, and he's sort of planning out this whole he's wrapped up in killing the belief in the gods and everything, whereas the zombie is more of like gotta spread the plague, but he's the one out there doing the spreading. He's the one out there that has to bite the innocent. And then the skeleton, he'll thwart the other two's plan just to kill. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited for when we interact with him in the current timeline again.
Oh yeah. Well, first,
we interact with him potentially in the past, but when we come back and see him and see what has changed, because it's like we can see the world has changed, but until we interact with him again, we're not going to really understand what we actually changed.
Well, in the current time frame, he has the blue skull.
As you told me in a text, he has a blue skull.
Yes, I was trying to plant that seed in there.
You gave me so many ideas with that one letter.
I have a feeling like your interaction is going to be something like this. He's going to be like, "What? Had this happen? I thought this was." It's going to be like I can't wait to see what you give him instead of the. That's going to be so good. Skull. Yeah, you swap them out or whatever you guys do. That's going to be so.
Well,
funny.
I'm a creation bard. That's his whole thing. He just made Aranis a bow for our last fight.
Nice.
Or right after our last fight, because I broke his bow with my nat ones.
That's true. What a good dungeon. Oh yeah, and if you didn't tune in last time at Lore Talk, or Let's Talk Lore rather, we did our Time Dragon battle, and we used the voice. It was pretty good. I thought the voice was pretty good.
I loved the way that you did that slow and fast. And you changed it up, and you brought the one-liners in there. That was great. That was good.
I did not do as much quoting from the big fantasy and sci-fi movies as I wanted to.
There's a hell of a lot going on during the fight.
I felt like a Sean Connery quote would have been, perfect. But like it was just there's so much going on. As soon as Aranis blew the horn and 45 berserkers came out onto the screen, I was like, well, there goes all the plot and background story for everything I had. I only got 30 more minutes to do this battle, which took 4 hours, but it was good. It was amazing.
I tried to get Aranis to roll in groups. No, I'm gonna roll every single fucking attack roll and saving throw.
That's right.
Well,
But,
he did, and I give it to him for.
To bring it all in back, to circle back,
Mm.
yes. And I have a relation. That's where I'll leave you with that. I think that we're going to have to see how it comes out. 100%. Am I invested? Am I going to be upset as a person if he dies early? Yeah. Yeah, Chris.
He can't die early.
I know.
Because
That's
then he
why
comes
I made
back.
him almost immortal. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Is he selfish? Am I a little bit selfish? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yes.
Well, you didn't
Answer
know
your
what
question.
campaign you were
Yes.
getting into.
It's like, I want these guys to play for a long time, so I want to make my bad guy immortal, and they're gonna have to figure out how to stop him. That's essentially the backbone of the whole thing.
Yeah, that goes to a great new topic for next time on Let's Talk Lore.
What's the topic?
Puzzles without solutions.
Oh my god, I have got some stuff to say about that. That's gonna be great.
Catch you next time. Thanks for
weeks.
joining us on Let's Talk Lore. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, baby. See you later.